think it's going to my MTC Life broadcast, and I think it's going. Yeah, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Coach Martinez here. Now it is 3:08. I told you guys originally that I wanted to start a podcast, and the podcast is very, very simple. It's just me coming on here, and it's a feel good news podcast where I am going to be bringing you guys some positive feedback, some positive stuff where oh, how's my mic here? Yeah, check two. All right, doesn't matter. But if you have any questions, I want you guys to post up your questions right up here on the comments section area. I also, about 2-3 years ago, I had an opportunity to serve or to do a workshop for about 800 youth, and it was what can you say? It was a Q&A kind of thing. I was part of a panel, and I was leading the panel. And behind me, there was about 3 or 4 other people. We're trying to, the youth were asking questions. Some were religious questions. Others were more personal questions. And they were asking these questions. And then what we had them do is fill out these cards. And as one person was speaking, the balance of the people in the back were organizing these questions and then trying to answer them as much as we could. Now, unfortunately, that time, we only had like a 50-minute time period of a workshop, and we had to do the exact same workshop about 6 different times. There's no way we were going to be able to answer all these questions. Having said that, what I decided to do is I took them. I stole them. I took them. Yes, I did. And with the one day hopes is that I was going to come online and answer them somehow, some way, is get these questions out to you guys. So here I am, and I'm super excited to be able to do this. And here we go. I got one question here. And if you guys have a question as well, please post your questions up here, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if you guys want to do me a huge, massive favor, is share what you are seeing right now. Actually, you know what? Let me do that right now. Copy, paste, and go to my Facebook feed. Go to my Facebook, and I am posting my live stream right now. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, then that's great. If it does, super excited about it. Post. All right. And I would like to share that. No, what's happening here? Nope, that's not it. Delete that guy. And good. And share this guy. Share. On my personal. Sorry. I don't even know how to do this. Anyways, the point is, it's being shared. Now it's actually being shared on my personal, so hopefully it can get shared to the other piece. Anyways, so let's get to these questions. So question number 1, I said here is, let me see, which one should I do first? So one of the questions that I did post while we were doing these workshops is, one of the things that we were asking these kids to do is get out of their comfort zone and serve a mission. So I'm part of a church called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And one of the things is that when you turn 18, you have the capability of serving a mission for your church. I served a mission for my church in Puerto Rico. And they were asking me what, a lot of the questions that they were asking was about going on a mission, serving them. Anyways, one of the questions here is, what if I doubt, no, sorry, that's not the one that I wanted to talk to. Here we go. What if people don't treat me nicely? And listen, I need to tell you guys something. That's a fact. You're never going to please 100% of the people in the world population today. There's always going to be someone who is not going to like you. It's going to happen. There are people that don't like me. And even though I'm very rare and few, I try to, harm or do ill towards somebody. And, even the things that I'm doing with my life is, starting a motivational company and working with youth across the nation. And even, going into schools and working with little kids and whatever, people still find fault in that. And sometimes when I post something positive out there, there's always somebody that's negative. There's always somebody that either they're jealous of what you're doing and wish that they can be doing the exact same thing, or they think they're better than everybody, and then they just have to put in their 2 cents. Or the fact that they're just trolls. and there's nothing that you can do about it. And you know what? It's going to happen. People are not going to like you, and that's okay. That is totally okay. People, it is very, very rare and few that you will get 100% of people liking you in a room setting. There's a couple of things that you could rely on, and which is what your family thinks about you. And I know that sometimes we may not have that good relationship with our family, and that we may struggle or anything else. But I mean, even in that setting, right? But 9 times out of 10, we do come from good homes, and then the people that surround us they do have something positive to say about us. But again, it's not going to happen. I promise you. You are going to walk into a room and you may have the purest intentions in the entire world, but that's okay. And they're going to find one thing that they don't like. That's okay. So don't ever let what other people think about you stop you from actually accomplishing what you want to do with life. Because that's never going to happen. You will have people that just disagree with you. You will have people that will not think nice things of you. Sometimes they're going to do it behind your back, and a lot of the times they're going to do it in front of your faces. But you know what? Whatever. Who cares? Don't let that stop you from achieving or reaching something that you want to do with your life. Don't let that happen. Okay, don't be distracted by negative people. They're trolls. There'll always be trolls, and they'll as long as you live, you can donate $1 million to charity for whatever reason, and they'll still find something bad about you. So don't ever let someone's opinion stop you from achieving what you want to do. Okay, great question. Thank you so much for asking. Again, all these questions are anonymous. Please post up a question in here, and then we will go from there. See here, I didn't hear it like now. How can I get ready? So this question was posted towards serving a mission, but I think it can apply to anything that we do in life. So the question is, how can we be ready? All right. So a lot of the times you guys will have a goal, a dream, a business that you want to start, something that you want to do with your life, with yourself. And the question is, how can I be ready? How can I be prepared? How can I prepare myself? How can I, serve my mission? How can I, start a family? How can I be ready to, get, did I say get married? Yeah, get married. How can I, have children? Will I ever be ready? And the answer is going to be no. You're never going to be ready. Please do not wait until you are ready to start something. That is never going to happen. The ducks will never align. Do you understand? It's never going to happen. You are never going to be ready. You can prepare yourself, and you can jump, and you can do something, but you're never going to be 100% ready. And if you are waiting for that 100% marker to kick in, it's never going to happen. So please just prepare yourself. So here's the couple of things that you can do to feel comfortable to get started in whatever venture that you want to do. But please understand that no matter how many people you speak to and how well you prepare yourself, you'll never be ready. You'll always have that thing that will stop you from progressing. So a couple of things that you can do. Number one is talk to somebody that's gone through the exact same thing already. Whether it's someone that served a mission, whether it's somebody that started a business, whether it's somebody that you admire, so when I started MTC Life 10 years ago, what I did is actually I interviewed a bunch of millionaires, a lot of people that were high profile, a lot of people that I knew that while I was working in business, I was able to make connections and just, make friends with a lot of people at really high places, people that are very, very successful in whatever business that they were starting in. And so before MTC Life, I was used to working for a company, succeeding and elevating myself to a brand new company and, winning all the awards, winning all the recognitions and just reaching high levels. But one thing that I never did with my life is started a company. As good as I was working for a company, I never started a company. So I didn't know what it would take to actually put forth the efforts and actually start a brand new business. So having said that, one of the things that I did is I connected with some of these guys, high profile people and girl ladies that I knew that they were doing very, very well in the $1 million mark. And so I told them, listen, can I take 5-10 minutes of your time, 20 the most, with questions? And all I want to do is I want to come over, I want to record our sessions, and I just have some questions. And I was honest with them. I don't know what I'm doing. I admire with what you've done, and I just have a couple of questions, and can you just help me out in this business? And surprisingly, everyone that I spoke to, every single one that I spoke to, were willing to open up their doors and allow me to come into their industry and ask them, fire up a bunch of questions. And I recorded every single one of their every single one interview, and it went amazing. And I would listen to it every single night, and I would just get, listen to them and take notes and just think about things and just put a lot of those advices into practices. And I did it, and it was an amazing job. So that was definitely one thing that I had to that I did, is I asked people that went through the exact same thing that I was going through. Number 2 is I studied the stink out of the subject. I spent about a good 2, 3, 5 months going to bed late. We're talking about literally going to bed, I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes a couple of nights I pulled an all-nighter. And all I wanted to do was just study the industry, study what I needed to know, study, how to deliver a presentation, how to connect with people, how to open up doors, how to, not physical doors, but meaning talk to the gatekeeper, and how to get through them and past them and actually connect with the person that made those final decisions. And it was insane. So knowledge, I acquired as much knowledge as I could. Third thing that I did to get this business started is I just did it. Literally, I just jumped in the pool, in the deep end, and for me it was a sink or swim, and I wanted it so bad. It was one of these things that I was pedaling and I was treading water, and you know what? I'm swimming, and I didn't even understand. And this is the neat thing about it. And everything that I had studied prior to me jumping in the pool, and everything that I had learned from all these people, millionaires that were talking to me, it was incredible seeing that even though I wasn't ready, I just jumped in and did what I needed to do. It was amazing putting things into practice, things that I was learning and things that I was taught. And they would just come second nature, right? But none of this would have happened if I wouldn't have jumped. One of the neatest experience that I had over the summer was I went skydiving. It was the scariest thing in the entire world. And if those two things, right? Getting the knowledge from the instructor and getting to know the person, I asked tons of questions that actually helped me calm down in my nerves, and I just relied on the equipment. And then whatever happened kind of attitude as I was jumping on the plane. I may show you guys a clip, but it was insane to see that parachute would not be able to do its thing if I didn't jump. And a lot of us will not reach success, and those talents, those gifts, those things that you guys bring to life will not come about if you guys don't jump. That parachute will never open up if you guys don't jump. And Steve Harvey said something of similar topic, that parachute won't open if you don't jump. And ladies and gentlemen, I know it's scary. It's very, very scary, but you can't wait until you're ready for this thing to happen. Even starting this live broadcast, I'm telling you, I went through the exact same thing. I've been public speaking for 10 years, and I was scared out of my mind to start this podcast. But it was the exact same thing. I had no idea what to do. I was going to bed at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, going online and searching and trying to figure things out. And I got my cameras, I got my lights, I got my mic, and little by little trying to figure things out. And I said, today, forget it. You know what? 3 o'clock, Mike, I'm doing this live stream. And it happened. Okay. You have to do it. And I bet you that tomorrow's and the next days as I'm progressing, it's going to get better and better and better and better. But you have to jump. Do you understand? You're never going to be ready. You're just going to have to jump. So, great question. Thank you so much for that. I have here one more that I'm going to answer. Hang on. How do I rely on my strengths when I'm doing? No, hang on. How do I strengthen my testimony in something that I can't see? And so again, we're going to switch this up because again, this was towards a mission, but it can also be applied to life. So the question is, how do I strengthen my testimony, or how do I strengthen my talents into something that I can't see? For example, starting a business, and how do you know it's going to be successful, and how can you rely on your own talent? Ladies and gentlemen, you just got to do, right? And now one thing, I love going to the gym. I love working out. I love going, just the feel of going in and pushing iron and all these different things. Now, I remember when I first started going on my mission, it was the craziest thing. I remember sitting on that bench and having a guy beside me, and he was grunting like if he was fighting some form of demon. And he was pushing these massive 120 pound weights, right? And he was doing something called a chest press, a dumbbell chest press, which is when you lay on your backs, you have the dumbbells on both sides of your hands, and then you just push forward. And my man was pushing 120 pounds. Insane, right? Now, this is again starting from scratch. I've looking at this guy, week 1 of my gym experience, scrawny little guy going in. I remember this day like if it was yesterday, only because there was a mirror in front of me, and I looked in the mirror, and I looked at this guy. I looked in the mirror, looked at myself, looked at my scrawny arms, looked at this gorilla of a man, and pushing 120 pounds in each arm, in each hand, and looking at myself and asking myself, am I ever going to get to that position? Am I ever going to be that strong? And I was looking at this guy, and I was like, man, this is insane. And something in the back of my head is you just stay focused, look ahead of you, and just do your thing, right? And fine, I kept doing it. I went from, and I think I was pushing like 30 pounds that time, right? So here I am pushing 30 pounds. My man here is pushing 120 pounds. Insane. Fast forward here a couple of years later, I think it was right before this epidemic, right before this whole coronavirus thing. At the gym, I was pushing 110 pounds, and it was light. I pushed 110 pounds each hand, and they were light. And I knew that just a couple of more days, if not weeks, I was going to be pushing 120 pounds, just like the guy 2 years prior to me starting this whole fitness thing. So how can I rely on my strengths? I'm not going to lie to you. Starting whatever it is that you're starting, you're going to be weak. All right. Listen, you're not going to have any talent. You might have some raw talent, but you're never going to beat the person that has skill. Okay. So you may have raw talent, but that raw talent is never going to beat that person that has skill, because the person that has skill has put in hours and hours and hours into the training, and your raw talent, it's just raw. It's just something that comes natural. But you're never going to beat skill. I'm sorry to say, and I would love to hear your comments here and the feedback. But maybe it can be a great discussion for afterwards. But talent or raw talent will never beat out skill. So in the beginning, yeah, you can rely on your raw talent. You may even rely on your talent, and you might be good. You might do well, and you just might suck. You might not. It might not do amazing at all. You just have to trust the process. Do you understand? You have to trust the process. That if you do something consistent enough, that if you wake up early every morning, you go to bed, you get a good hour's sleep, that you stay fit, you stay healthy, and you just keep pushing every single day. You grind, you rise and you grind, you rise and you grind, and you keep pushing, you keep moving forward, that your talent or that skill set that you're trying to develop, it is going to kick into second, third, fourth, fifth gear, and that you will be able to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. But understand that in the beginning, you are going to trip. You are going to suck. You are going to do badly. Those bad outcomes cannot determine your future. You cannot allow your outcome of for that particular moment determine the rest of your life. Do you understand? So even if you suck within or doing badly within, the first week, first year, first month, whatever, just know that if you follow that process and you continue doing what you're doing, that you will reach success. It's consistent effort is the person who wins. The one who can show consistent effort. That's the person that is going to win. So don't please, 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 don't let one moment of in one moment of failure determine the rest of your life. Okay? Dr. Seuss said it best. When something bad happens, it will either destroy you, define you, or strengthen you. Simple. And as long as you don't give up and don't let it destroy you, and you keep at it, and then you are consistent with that said thing, I promise you're going to reach success. And that bad thing that's going to happen to you, it's going to get you to the strength and to the point of success that you want to accomplish. It's inevitable. It's supposed to happen. That's how it works. So, having said that, listen, I love you guys. I absolutely love you guys. And I'm super, super grateful to have this opportunity. We are about the 20-minute mark. And I think I'm going to be doing this every single day or every so often. I like this. I have all these stacks of questions that I need to get to. Please write in the comments below any questions that you may have. I'll be super happy to get to your questions. I love you guys, and I hope you guys stay positive. I hope that this message came at the right time, guys, that as you are listening to this podcast, it can kick your hiney into second, third, fourth, fifth gear and just getting things done. So, this is a great opportunity that you guys have to actually doing things without distractions. Before days, for those who are subject to staying home, there are, we have things that distract us, right? We have to go to work, we have to drop off kids at schools, we have to, dinner, clean the house, you have to be moms, dads, do all these different things. But this is the one time, ladies and gentlemen, where government mandate says to you, stay home. Oh my gosh, if you don't take advantage of this time, I don't know when you will have this opportunity again. So you are commanded by your government. And let me fill in the blanks. They said, Justin Trudeau, stay home. I'm telling you, stay home and build something. Do you understand? Stay home and build something. You will never, ever have an opportunity for this again. Okay? So take advantage of it. Do something with your life. Build something. Create something. Plan something. Who cares if somebody thinks negative of you? You'll never be ready, and just jump. Love you guys. I hope this message came at the right time, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I think I'm gonna be posting around 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'll let you guys know. Peace.